Activist groups continued the call this week for Mayor Hancock to resign after the news broke last week of suggestive texts sent to Detective Leslie Branchwise in 2012. The Fraternal Order of Police, the union that represents the Denver Sheriff's Department, also sent a letter to the governor asking for the Attorney General to investigate the mayor's office. Penn, we talked last week about the text and the issue and how the mayor handled it. This reaction seemed critics taking advantage, for better or for worse, of what's going on, because especially the letter from the Fraternal Order of Police cited a variety of things and almost just seemed to have the text as an appetizer. What's your response to seeing the reactions this week?
I think we are seeing a story that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, in part by how City Hall responds to it, in part by how current City Council members won't respond and react to it, and then just public reaction. It's that whole question of whether the administration is tone deaf to what's going around it in the city. You know, as I've moved about and talked to people, the things that folks raise is, yeah, it happened 6 years ago, but why didn't we know about it 6 years ago when Wayne McDonald got fired? And remember, he's the aide who got fired, but then he sued the city, and what got settled was his lawsuit against the city, not a payoff for his getting terminated. And he got $200,000, and the female officer involved got $75,000. So you've got that whole issue, and you've got the issue raised by McDonald's lawyer, which is, why does my client get fired for this behavior? And people say the mayor only has to apologize, and it's okay. Now, we don't know if the behavior was exactly the same, but you've got all that out there. And, you know, as Joey made with regard to our last issue, this is a political topic, clearly. And so people are going to take political advantage, which is what the Fraternal Order of Police have done. But what I found interesting, actually, in the Westward story that Patty's folks did is I think they talked to Kevin Flynn, and the question was put to him, under the charter, the city council has the exclusive province to investigate any officer of city government in any department. Why don't you have an investigation and find out what happened and put this to rest? And I think you may hear more of that from people also. People want to know what the end of the story is.
Joey, what have you heard this week as we're now a week past of talking about the issue?
Well, you know, Michael Hancock has enemies. He's seen as a rising star in the Democratic Party. And, you know, it's a shame that these cases are under the shade of politics because, you know, in politics, things aren't always what they seem and people take political advantage, as we've said. You know, but Michael Hancock also had that scandal at the beginning of his administration involving prostitutes. So you put those two things together, you write some pretty good campaign attack ads. You know, whether he can survive this, whether he can live past this, it just depends on whether he can fill his resume well enough that it overshadows these things, or he could do what Donald Trump does and just create a bigger scandal. You know, there's only one Donald Trump, so.
That is indeed true. Patty, what did you make of the rallies and the letter from the Fraternal Order of Police?
Well, you can create an attack ad, but only if someone is running against him. And I think now we're going to see that maybe someone who's a credible candidate will step forward. We already had Kayvon, but you might have someone who would appeal more to mainstream Denverites. There was already a lot of discontent with Hancock before this came out, not about sexy texting, but about growth and the fact that he seems to listen much more to developers than to the people in the community. You know, there's a program tomorrow on the Park Hill Golf Course, and they sent a note to the Hancock administration. They didn't even get a response. They're not going out and talking to people, and Hancock is going to have to do that if he wants to run again and have a chance of winning.
David, wrap it up for us.
I don't think he should resign based on the evidence that's out there so far, but I think there should be an investigation. The Fraternal Order of Police is right. As Joey says, the proper body to lead that is the Denver City Council, but in our strong mayor form of government, they are supine to the mayor. And I don't have much hope that Governor Hickenlooper is going to bring the AG into it.